I didn't have a chance to react to the Juan Soto news, him signing with the Mets. Now, prior to Juan Soto signing with the Mets, I did have opinions about whether or not the Mets should want him based on the price tag that we were likely going to sign him for. And not only did they sign him to that money, it was even more money than I thought they would sign him for. 15 years, $765 million for Juan Soto. That comes out to about $51 million annually. He has to opt out 2029. There are no deferments in this deal. He gets a lot of like amenities, including a suite and tickets for games. I think 4 tickets per game, with 72 hours of games, of course. And my feeling is still the same when it comes to Juan Soto in terms of how do I feel about the signing as a Met fan versus how I feel as a person who loves baseball and also is, looking at things a little more prudent. Now, if I was 20 years younger, even 10 years younger, I'd be probably a little more excited. And look, I am not saying I'm not excited. Anytime you get a player of his magnitude who's people may consider a generational player of his age, he's 25, 26 years old, I think actually 26 years old, you have to consider the fact that it's a win. Okay, you're adding to the team. They didn't lose anybody by adding him. I mean, we'll see if they retain Pete Alonso, which word is that's still the priority that Steve Cohen wants to re-sign Pete Alonso as well too, to keep that core together along with Juan Soto adding to the team. But what I've been saying for the last year and even the last couple months and last couple weeks prior to this was that, and I'm still there. I'm still my opinion has not changed even with this being past tense. Is that that's a shit ton of money for him. That is a lot of fucking money. Okay. And look, again, I ain't mad about it. Okay. It ain't my money. At the end of the day, I'm still staying 10 toes down what I said before the signing. 10 toes down on that. 10 toes down on the fact that it's a lot of money. Okay. But how did I also preface that statement? It's not my money. Okay. If Steve Cohen and that front office have a green light to do this, who am I to argue? Okay. Now, was it more prudent for the Mets to go after to keep the core together with Alonso and a couple of pieces and then use that money towards pitching? I still lean that way, but I see the argument. But I understand why they bring a guy like Soto. Number one, I think he's types on the players on the team, most notably Francisco Lindor. There's marketing dollars to be made as well too on this one. So they're gonna make money up also on marketing as well. So I don't think Steve Cohen will go broke doing this because at the end of the day, Steve Cohen is one of the richest men on the planet. So I'm not mad about that. But I also look at things when I look at sports now as a 44-year-old man. I'm a little more prudent with that. Is it more prudent to, fill out the roster, use that money to fill out the roster with productive players to compete? Because in baseball, baseball is the ultimate team sport. It is the ultimate team sport. But I'm not mad about it. I'm still excited about Soto. And I know once opening day comes around, I'm going to be very, very much excited about the situation. So I'm not going to be like, oh my God about it. But, my opinion, my attitude is still the same as it was beforehand. I'm not a hypocrite about that. Is that I personally don't view him as that kind of price tag. The only player I can even remotely see worth that kind of money is Shohei Ohtani. And one, he plays both sides of the diamond. He's also a worldwide spectacle. He's huge in Japan in a much bigger market than compared to where Juan Soto's from, the Dominican Republic. So from that angle, is where I have the negative of that. But again, it's not my money. I don't care. And let me rephrase that. I do care, but I'm not going to bitch about it. So it is what it is. But obviously, when we get closer to spring training, and of course in April when baseball starts, I'll be excited about it, of course. But yeah, we'll see. Now the pressure's on the Mets now. The pressure's on the Mets now to do the damn thing to try to get a World Series. So at least get to the World Series again, first time in almost 10 years. We'll be 10 years right next year. 2015 was the last time I went there. And hopefully they can rekindle that run again. Because last year's run was fun. I'll be honest. Like I said, they didn't get to the World Series. They were 2 games away from the World Series. It was still a very fun run. They lost against arguably the best, or I would say this Dodgers team is probably one of the best teams on paper we've ever seen in baseball history. People talk about the 1998 Yankees were up there, and there's an argument for that, but this Dodgers team is pretty damn good. So on paper and talent. But we shall see. We shall see on that. All right.